Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Mindful Merchants Live. You guys know who I am, Cali Reseller Luis, and you guys know this guy right here, my co-host, the Lone Star Picker, Louie.
Guess who we have today, Luis? We got a very special guest. We got none other than the East Coast Flipper in the house.
East Coast Flipper in the house.
Welcome, bro.
Welcome, man.
What's up, everybody? Glad to be here. Thank you.
Go ahead and introduce yourself, bro.
Yeah.
So my name is East Coast Flipper on Instagram. My real name is Omar. I'm a reseller. I've been reselling since I was in high school. I'm 26 years old right now. So this is probably what I'm going to be doing forever. This is my passion. Not even a hobby. This is like my life now.
You're 26 and you're already killing it. I watch you on Instagram, bro. It's just crazy. I'm sorry to interject. I'm ready to get this thing fired up. You bring it to the table. You're like one of the youngest guys that I've watched that is successfully killing it. But I'm talking about strategically. By the way, you guys, this is Mindful Merchants. Today is the 1st of February. Welcome, everybody. It's Black History Month too, also. So take that in mindfulness and just pick a day. Every day I say learn something, and everything you want to learn about something new, but learn about how it applies to you and how you can apply it to yourself as a reseller. And Luis, we've been talking about this. We're going to bring in more people. And Omar is here today. He doesn't do as much. He has of the YouTube, but he's in our reseller world. And I've been watching him, and he's loud and he's there. He's significant. He's in that realm of what you call it, social media.
Yeah, he got our attention. He sure did.
I've been watching you since the first time I remember. You did a little interview with, I think it was Sam. Remember Dapper Tiger Sam?
OBX Picker?
Yeah. I remember I was like, who is this guy? You got so much damn energy. You need to just calm down. And but as I was going past that, you hit my ringers, and I was like, Omar, what are you saying? Whoa. What is he talking about? No, I don't know if I agree with that. And you're like, where do you get all your energy, bro? Where do you get this energy?
Man, I don't even know. Honestly, it's just natural. I remember a couple of days ago, I woke up at 6:30 in the morning because Walmart opened at 7 in the morning, and I was going card hunting. I was like, let's go, I'm ready. And people were messaging like, how do you have so much energy at 6:45 in the morning? I'm just like, I don't even know, guys.
Are you a coffee drinker?
I don't drink coffee. I don't drink tea. When I buy Coke from the store, I get the caffeine-free version.
I don't get you. You and Luis over here, my boy. He don't drink no coffee, and I'm like, he's up early as I am, and he's in California time 2 hours. Yep. So this is crazy. So what motivates you? Is it the product? Is it the idea, or is it just, hey, I gotta make that money? One of your phrases I've heard you say, man, gets the worm.
Yeah, early bird gets the worm, that's for sure. But what motivates me, honestly, is just the fact that I wake up and I work for myself. I don't have no boss. I don't have no one telling me what to do. Because when I used to work, I had a bunch of jobs. At first, I was working at the mall, at Finish Line, and then I worked at CVS, and I started working in the pharmacy and stuff like that. And I would just wake up and it's like, oh, I gotta go to work, and then I'm not working.
Seeing it from different angles. You're looking at the reseller world or the wholesale world, whatever you want to call it, just the sales. You're looking at it and you're like, not for me. Next, you know.
It's the freedom, and it's like, and the money also is, of course, is a motivator. Of course, that's a big part of it. But for me, it's just I wake up and I do what I want. I can take a break whenever I want. I can work for however long I want. And the best part is, however much I put into it, I'm going to get that much out. Because when you're working at a 9 to 5, you can work your ass off on Monday and Tuesday, but you're still going to get the same amount of money. It doesn't matter how hard you work. You
can work your booty off too, and still maybe put in a couple extra hours, which seems about the same ratio of frame, but you're making a lot more money if you're working for yourself. And it's different when you work for yourself, don't you think?
Yeah, it's a lot different.
It doesn't feel like you're working so much, even though you may be working physically harder, maybe even mentally harder a little bit. Isn't it kind of that same, I can do this because you don't got that, that eye in the back of your neck coming.
Oh yeah, Oh yeah, sometimes it doesn't even feel like I'm working, you know, like when I'm out, I was talking to someone in my one of my Discords that I'm in, and I was talking about how, you know, they were like, when you go out there sourcing, I mean, you're working. But to me, it doesn't feel like I'm working. It feels like I'm out there just like treasure hunting, basically, is what I call it. When I go sourcing, it's like treasure hunting, you know?
That's it. Yeah, there's so many different aspects to it. And I know we're kind of talking in cliche terms and stuff, and we're going to get a little deeper here in a minute. But if you don't mind real quick, Omar, and by the way, if you don't know East Coast Flipper, go on the links below, like and subscribe to him. Even though, you know, he's still kind of fresh, and I say fresh, he's been around for a year or more on YouTube. Subscribe to him because he's got some, we're going to be giving some announcements at the end of the show here. But I want to say hi real quick because we got like 17 people in here. Let me go back. We got Sal's Mercado in here. If you don't know him, Sal is the man out of
What's
Oregon.
up, Sal?
He makes these fire tape dispensers. If you need a personalized one with your logo, or if you want Pokemon in it, he'll make you Pokemon. If, you know, whatever you need, check out Sal here.
Yeah, I actually just had him ordered one from him. So definitely.
What'd you get, bro?
I need one.
I had him. He's gonna do a Dodger one, the World Series Dodger one.
I knew it.
Yep.
Get them Dodgers.
Yep.
Hey, Summers, we're so happy to have you. We got
Hello, Summers.
Lucky Charm. That's other than AKA Wendy.
That's
She's
Wendy.
got
Hello,
a
Wendy.
promotion this Friday. You guys check out Wendy, like and subscribe her too. Who's this cat in here, East Coast Flipper? If you guys don't know him, he is Omar. He's down below here. That good looking dude. Let me check this out. So Wendy's here. She says hi. And none other than Save Here First. Hello. We're happy to have you. She's gonna be visiting us one day, I think, you know.
Yep.
We're gonna check into that. Cali Reseller Luis, if you don't know this guy, he's been here the whole time. What episode is this? I can't even keep up anymore. We're almost going on the 20th. I think you're like our 19th one, Omar, in a row. I have not stopped. I'm tired, but we're going to keep going. This year is the new year. We're going to talk about it all because the more we talk about this, it's out in the air. It's gone. It's done. It's all about that. How do you keep this up here? You know, you keep it in here, right? And you connect those two. So real quick, we got our brother Yakov Benz is in the house. Check him out. Here we go.
What's up, Yakov?
We got him all. Hyphy Gold. He was just on. He's been doing a lot of lives. You guys don't know Topher. Check him out. Check him out. Harry Humstone. That's my brother.
Harry.
Oh, I got to decline this message. My daughter is calling me. I beg your pardon. In the middle of a show, I tell her. She's going to be like, why didn't you answer? Marrakesh? Oh, that's
okay.
He's awesome. He's
How you doing, brother?
Good to see you. And Small Town Picker out of Houston, Texas.
Yeah, Small Town Picker. How you doing?
And Duncan VR. If Down Under, he's our boy. We're going to tell him, get your sales today. Every time I mention sales in a live, Omar, he gets mad at me, but he loves it because he goes, don't do that. And he's like, 20 things will come in all of a sudden. And it's like, I'm like, what are you complaining? It's a double-edged sword. All right, let's rock back to it here. I think we said hi to everybody. Thank you for being here. And whoever's watching and lurking, we love you anyway.
Big Girls Really Do Cry is in here too. So hello to her too.
Hey, Big Girls Really Do Cry. Oh, she's my friend out of the UK. Did I miss you? Yes, I did. There she is.
There she is.
Thank you for being here. She's awesome.
JB's in here. What's up, JB? That's
Way to go. Way to go. There we go. Hey, welcome.
What's up, JB? Thanks for coming in.
Hey, it's really good to see you, man. Good to see you. Thanks for supporting your boy. And we're ready to kick it back up. So your motivation comes from different ways and what have you. And I always talk about nature versus nurture and nurture versus nature. Like, where were you brought up? Like, what were some of the major cities you've lived in? Or if you had just one little small town or whatever it was, what was your strategy? Like, did you go to college or did you kind of like, tell me a little bit about your upbringing.
So both my mom and my dad went to college. That's actually where they met. And
nice.
So, of course, they wanted me to go to college. You know, I'm from Virginia, like a little more north. And so it's kind of like a little close to DC. That's where I originally lived. That's where my mom lived.
Okay.
And so there, you know, the thrift shops were pretty plentiful. You know, they had a bunch of people had money out there. So when they donate their stuff and it's good quality stuff. So the thrifts were pretty good out there. Okay, where it all first started for me was high school, and I discovered eBay, and I just started selling stuff around the house.
Nice.
I lost money though on because I didn't know the rules, right? So I didn't know that you had to upload the tracking onto eBay in order to get protected, right?
Oh, that's right.
I sold this Digimon Digivice for like $100. The guy said he never got it. I lost my $100, and so I was like, okay, I don't know if I like eBay anymore, right?
So do you think that guy was scamming you, or who knows? Right?
Maybe
because it was an expensive lesson, right?
Yeah, no, it was an expensive lesson. I learned from that. I had zero feedback, so he was probably like, "Oh, okay, I can take advantage of this guy." But honestly,
let's do it.
Whatever. So, high school senior year, I got back into eBay. I started selling Funko Pops, and shout out to Caitlin Chittenden. She's the one who told me about Funko Pops, and I realized they're worth money. So that's kind of where I first started with it, but I wasn't making enough money.
6-7 years ago that Funko Pops were around.
It was a while, yeah. It was. It's been out for longer than.
You were in high school almost 10 years ago, so yeah.
Funkos are actually older than people think. They're like it's like a 20-year-old company. Yeah, it's really old.
Okay.
So in high school is when I was a senior. It's kind of when it got really big. So I was like 17 at the time, or 18 or whatever. But I wasn't making a lot of money off the Funkos, right? And then I watched Paul Cantu on YouTube. Paul Cantu, the biggest thrifter on YouTube, Paul Cantu, and he was finding all this cool stuff, like vintage, like NASCAR, vintage NBA, like all this good stuff. And I was like, man,
so he caught your attention a little bit.
He caught my attention, and at first I was buying stuff just for myself because I wanted some cool vintage clothing for myself, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then I realized like people are selling this stuff, and that's what got me into thrifting.
Like $50. Or
$50 for a shirt, or like,
and you're like, I'm gonna wear my Nike jacket over it anyways. Let me just sell it.
Let me just sell it. So that's what really got me into YouTube. If it wasn't for Paul Cantu, I don't even know if I'd be here right now. So shout out to Paul Cantu. I know you're not watching right now, but shout out to Paul Cantu. Replay. He might watch the
replay. Yep.
So after high school, okay, so what's the name for it? Career day? What is it? Career fair or whatever?
Yeah.
All of my friends, they were all they knew what they wanted to do. I want to be a doctor. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be a veterinarian. I was like one of the few people who, like, on career day, I was just like, none of this interests me. Right.
Okay.
So
can I ask you a quick question real quick?
Sure.
What is it, Omar, like, I mean, that you can remember? And if you don't have an answer, that's cool. You just say, well, let me pass and think about it. But like, I remember, like, at a very young age, I was discombobulated. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I probably was smoking pot and just screwing around or whatever. Just, wanted to hang out, look for the girls or whatever it was,
Exactly.
Like, I just didn't even know what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted freedom a little bit.
Yep.
But then I realized it was financial freedom a little bit and other things. But what was it at that time that made you say, no, I don't want to follow these paths? I mean, what was it? Was there a drive?
Okay. So, well, okay, I actually did go to college, right? Because I found something that kind of interested me enough to be like, okay, I'll give this a chance, right?
Okay.
And it was environmental science, and I really like, trying to save the planet and be environmentally friendly and stuff like that.
Very nice.
But then I was, it's just like, you go to school for 12 for 17, 18 years, right? Mm-hmm. And then when I was in college, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna spend another 4 or 6 or whatever years in college, like just doing the same thing. Like, I just remember, like, I was sitting there in class, and I was just like, this is not what I want to do.
It's another system. It's almost like a trap until you figure it out.
Yeah, and I mean, if not for everyone. Like, some people, they go to college and they become successful. That's great. Like, if you find something that you're passionate about and college is the right way to go, by all means, do it. But for me, I wasn't really passionate about what I was going to college for.
Nice. And so you knew it was about the passion, like you had a passion.
Yeah, it's like I want to enjoy what I'm doing. I want to when I eventually, like, if I get a job in that field, I want to wake up and not hate my job, And I could tell, like, my first year into college, I was like, it's not going to work. Like, this is going to be torture. I'm going to end up not liking life, basically, like life is meant to be enjoyed, So I dropped out of college. I went to a 2-year college, and then my plan was to go to this 2-year college to save some money and then transfer to a 4-year college.
Okay.
Dropped out after my first year. And then that's when I started working at CVS. And financial freedom was always like on my mind. Like that's what I wanted.
Yeah. Because you're going to CVS just so you can have a little bit of money.
Yeah, just so mom doesn't kick me out the house, you know?
It isn't necessarily, that's not necessarily that financial freedom. Yeah.
No, that's not what I was looking for. I was looking for, like, I was still soul searching, if you want to call it like that. Like I was still trying to figure out what I was put on this earth to do. And working at CVS was just something that I could just buy myself some more time so mom doesn't kick me out the house. I can't just be sitting around doing nothing, you know?
Well, yeah.
So making a little bit of money at CVS so I can at least, you know, help mom around, pay for some bills or whatever. And that's when I realized, like, this is what I wanted to do, like business, eBay, Amazon, all that stuff.
Did you have people in your life or families, friends, brothers, sisters that were like in financial, you know, stability or had some, you know, really good, you know, upbringing about that?
No one. Everyone, like I said, everyone in my family went to college. All my friends were in college, so I couldn't relate to any of them. So it was literally these YouTubers. Is that the only people I could relate to were these YouTubers like Paul Cantu, the Bearded Picker, Side Hustle, Side Hustle Network, and Rally Roots, and there's just a whole bunch of them. You know, I can list a whole.
Have you ever seen Daily Refinement?
Daily Refinement, yeah,
a lot of great channels,
yeah. He was on our channel, and he brought the fire, like, you know. And I asked him some questions, and I struggled. Like I said, oh man, I know if I have Chris on there, I got to ask the right question, not waste his time. You know, it's because like you said, you're like, you got this passion, you're looking and you're mining this stuff because we're like in the data mining, but we want to do it. Like, when did it really click? Like, now I need to bring this up to another level because you started doing it at one point, right?
Of course. So I was only doing eBay at first, right? And then I added at first I was like, okay, this is good, but I don't know if this is enough for me to live off this. And then that's when I discovered the world of Amazon. And I'm pretty sure it was Side Hustle Network that kind of like, they had a really beginner's guide on how to get into Amazon FBA. And I was like, okay, this could be it. This could be it. So I started with selling used books. I would go to the thrift shop and buy used electronics. I would test them, of course, but it all started with selling used stuff on Amazon.
Is this something you were familiar with?
Yeah, well, I love electronics. Yeah, electronics, I'm so into that, you know. And books, not really, but that was like a low profit, low risk type of thing.
Everyone easy to scan. You just get a UPC, boop.
Scan it, yep. And so once Amazon started to get a little bit of traction, I was like, okay, if I could grow Amazon and eBay, I think this would be enough for me to quit my job and just be financially free.
About what time was this? Like already a year or so into it, doing it?
Well, yeah. Okay. So I was doing Amazon for, I'd say about a year or maybe like 6 or 8 months, and it was going good. And eBay was also going good. And the one specific memory I remember, like, this is when I was like, okay, I'm going to quit my job. So they came out with this Super Mario cereal, right?
Yeah.
And a while back, they came out. It was like the first time they ever made a Super Mario cereal. Went to every single grocery store in my whole area, bought all of them. I had like 300 boxes of these cereals, and I listed them. And I was at work, and my phone just kept going off like every 5 minutes. I was like, I just made more money today off of eBay and Amazon than I made like the last 2 weeks working at this job. So I'm like, why am I still working
guys
here?
Like Fred Cantu, these guys, how long were you doing eBay before you like started the Amazon? That's actually what I meant before.
Oh, okay. No, so I've been doing eBay since 18 years old, 18 or, you know, around 18, 19 years old.
How were you when you started doing Amazon? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, when I was Amazon, oh man, that's
early 20s, right? 22?
Yeah, early 20s for sure. Definitely early 20s.
So you've been at this, you're 26 now, so like it could be 4 or 5 years you've been experiencing.
My Amazon account is definitely 4 years old, probably older than that, like between 4 and 5 years old.
So you already got the information. You're figuring out guys and whether you're ready to, like, so to speak, master past them, and then like now I'm getting it. You got that bug with the Mario Brothers cereal.
The Mario Brothers cereal is what really made me like.
How long did it take you before you jumped to the next product? let's move on.
Well, I mean, after that, I was addicted. I'm like, I started doing RA like every day, like going to thrift shops like every day, literally every single.
Were you scanning everything?
Scanning everything, looking up comps, just like trying to find that next. I wasn't necessarily trying to find the next Mario cereal. I was just trying to scale my business to the next level,
And I'm sorry I interrupted you because, like you said, once you scan, like you said, when you got home, go ahead and finish telling the story, and then like in the nutshell, because we're 30 minutes into it. I want to jump onto some other questions because I really want to see the life of an Amazon person is a little bit different, and we don't get a lot. We've had maybe one or two other people that really focus on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
One, Tommy the Buffalo Picker.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I've heard of him. Yeah.
You got to get on his show. You and him would probably go nuts talking. Like all he wants to talk about is Amazon. So once you got the that little trigger, like you said, oh my God, what was it blown? Like you said, as soon as you listed it with the cereals.
As soon as I listed it,
yeah.
Okay, I listed it before I went to bed that day. Woke up, I opened at the CVS, so I was there really early, right? I didn't really check my phone that much though. But while I was working that shift is when my phone was just blowing up. And I got home that day and I stayed up the whole entire night packing these orders. I had literally over 200 boxes of cereal. I shipped out almost the next day. I didn't have to ship. I had a couple days.
As opposed to that discouraging you, did it discourage you a little bit? Like
that was my first test, right? Like that was handling a large sum of orders. That was my first experience, and
200 cereals.
It was like over like 250 boxes of cereal, and my mom was like, "What the hell are you doing? Like, why did you buy? Why is my whole living room filled up with cereal boxes?"
Did you show her how much you made?
See, it took a while to convince my mom because she doesn't understand this whole like e-commerce type of thing, right?
Yep.
So she looked at me and she's like, "What are you doing?" And
she gets it now though, right?
I showed her the numbers and she's like, "Okay, that's cool." She wasn't very impressed at first though, but once it kept coming in and the sales kept coming and I kept showing her like, "Look, Mom, like look at this. Like I don't need to work at this job anymore." And she's like, "Oh, okay, looks good, but still, keep your job for a little bit."
She wasn't convinced.
She wasn't totally convinced.
She wasn't convinced, yeah.
But eventually she got to that point and I'm like, "Mom, I'm gonna quit my job soon." And she's like, "Okay, I got faith in you. I believe you can do it." So once I got the approval from my mom, I was like, "All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it." Yeah.
It's a different way of life, right? It's we've talked about this like on the show, so we're gonna kind of go all over the place, but we want to real quick. We want to say hi to a few people. Joey Bada Bing is in the house here. Joey, our local.
What's up, Joey?
Hey, let's go! And we got a lot of people. Oh, look at this! I love this name. Check that name out.
Thriftenaire. I love that.
Thriftenaire.
I love
awesome. Jeff, eBay Addict.
I swear I've seen him in. I was in Emily's live stream one time. I think I saw him in there.
All right, I'm going to do this real quick. I hope you don't mind. We're going to do this as a live. This is our little introduction. Jeff is eBay Addicts. If you don't know him, this is Omar. Check him out. This is your next boy. Get him on your show. He's not on the YouTube as much yet, but this year he's going to come back. He's sneaking back, but as long as it doesn't affect his business, he's going to 1 minute shorts, and he's going to come back, and he's going to let you know some fire information. So we got Pride Flippers here. Brian's in the house. Brian, right? Yeah.
eBay Addicts.
Yes, eBay Addicts. Write it down, bro. Write about Jeff is a good guy. He interviews people left and right, and he's good at what he does. And we got the Baldy Pal Picking.
Baldy Pal Picking.
What's up, brother? Thanks for joining us.
Is that like PayPal? Like Baldy Pal? I like that.
You know what? Let's do it. So, I don't know where I want to go with this. Luis, do you got something you want to jump in real quick? Because you know me, I can go all over the place.
Yeah. I mean, I know you told us how you got started, how you got into the whole reselling and all that stuff, and convincing your mom, of course.
Yeah.
Doing all that. So, to fast forward to now, how are you upping up your Amazon game right now with selling? Is it just are you sticking to just like one product, or are you different items
Yeah.
to sell on Amazon?
Yeah.
I mean, tell us a little bit about that.
Diversify. So right now, my eBay store is kind of on the back burner for now. I'm slowly listing a couple things, but right now, like Amazon is my main focus, because it's just the sales velocity.
The beast you need to feed, right?
Yeah, like it's a lot easier to scale Amazon compared to eBay, especially with FBA. So I've just been focusing. I've been doing retail arbitrage. I've been doing online arbitrage. I have a couple products that I get wholesale. I got some replenishable items that I just keep buying more once they sell out. So I got like a bunch of different ways that I source for items. And in the future, like the end goal is to get into private label. It's a little more complicated though, and there's a lot more upfront cash that you have to put up for a private label. But
you start saving.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that for sure. Private label.
Well, let me get on to you for a minute. A part of it is a little bit of it's playful chastising in a good way. Like this is reseller to be reseller. We're about one thing. Let's keep it brutally honest, but I'm not going to embarrass you or nothing. But you put it out there. So Omar puts out a lot of information. If you guys don't know this, you can go on Instagram and go, oh, here's this guy, East Coast Picker. If you don't read his stories, you're missing out a lot. Watching a story on Instagram is like watching, something really good on YouTube. And but the thing is there's an expediency, and then when it's there, 24 hours, it's gone.
It's gone, yeah.
Omar puts out some stuff. And he one day, let me just jump into it. One day he said, okay, I'm going to tell you about something. I found out about some new product, and you always talk about your product. You're very fair for the most part. I'm sure there's certain things that you might kind of want to let me put this aside, not talk about it just yet. And that's an Amazonian kind of thing, I say, because if you put it out there, boom, it's gone, then you're now,
Yeah.
But there was this product, I think it was like a drink. And you can correct me in a minute. But it was like some new soda pop or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to try this. And I don't recommend it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do this. And he goes on and lists it like you were at Walmart or whatever. And he lists 20 of these things. And then he goes home. Doesn't buy them. And when he gets home, when you woke up or later on that night, they all sold.
Yeah.
What did you have to do?
So let me talk about that. So there was a new flavor of Mountain Dew that came out. It was called Major Melon, right? Anytime there's a new flavor of anything.
You're not condoning this, right? You're not saying do this.
Okay, so this is what I think you should do. If you see if there's a new flavor, if there's anything new that comes out, a new Oreo flavor, a new soda flavor, look it up, see what it's selling for online, and it might be worth buying. But
new products. Yeah.
New products. So always keep a lookout for new products. But this is the thing that I said maybe don't do, or I did it though. So let me talk about this. So on Amazon, you can do merchant fulfilled, right? So you ship out the item yourself. So I went to Walmart. I was looking for this soda, and they had literally like 2 pallets filled of it, like 500. I don't even know. They had an insane amount of this soda. So I was like, okay, 12 packs of soda are big. They're heavy. I don't want to buy 10 of them and take them home and they don't sell, and then I'm stuck with 10, 12.
All these
and then if I have to return them, that's going to be the biggest pain in the butt, Yeah. So this is what I did. I went there, I scanned it, I listed it on Merchant Fulfilled on Amazon. I listed 20 of them. I put my quantity at 20, right? Because I knew, like, there's no way all 500 of these are going to sell out by tomorrow. Like, no one person is going to buy that much soda, So I listed them. I went home and I was like, okay, if they sell, I'll go back the next day and pick them up. And all 20 of them sold. So I went back to the store. I picked them up, and I picked up a couple of extra ones too because I knew they were actually selling now.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. But see,
but in my luck, I would have did that. No, they would have been all gone. I did it once, and I went back to the store, and I'm like, "Where's this? Oh, it's already sold, sir."
It's gone.
Oh, so that I wouldn't advise anybody doing that either. Either just take a somewhat risk and maybe grab 10 or something.
Yeah.
That's very bold of you. So the reason I'm bringing that up is, and I'm going to go on. I know we'll invite you on again another day if you want to continue on a different segment, because we only got an hour here. We're getting into like 15. Well, let me look. Am I wrong?
We still got 30 minutes. We're good.
Yeah, I'm looking at my laptop has the wrong time, so it's deceiving. You are bold. It's one thing I'm going to give you.
Thank you.
You're very bold in your strategies. So the mental strategies kind of goes, to me, it's about like, if your mental strategies are right, how do you make sure you keep things in check in terms of accountability? Whether it's just the way you do things in a proper fashion or this, like you said, I wouldn't advise doing this, but I'm going to do it, you know?
Yep.
But that is a taking risk sort of issue.
Yeah.
You know? And that was your choice, and you would have had to suck it up if not. The worst, you know, and would that have dinged your account as far as Amazon goes? Like having
so if I were to have canceled people's order, it would affect my account because it counts as a pre-fulfillment cancellation rate, and you can only have like a very small percentage of that. Okay. So you can lose your Amazon account if that percentage goes too high.
You would have been going to another state driving.
I would have been driving to every Walmart to try to find those. And if I couldn't find them, I probably would have just drop shipped it from someone else, you know, like bought it from another seller.
Of that, like, so you're a risk taker, but you do it. Would you say you calculate it?
Oh, I'm 100% calculated risk always. And it's like, part of it is calculated risk, and also part of it is just confidence. Like I felt really confident that I could list 20 of them and come back and they would still be there because of the amount of products they had. I have made a mistake before with doing this same method. I did it with some Dorito chips that came out. It was like salsa verde Dorito chips. And I went to Publix. They had a whole shelf filled with them. Actually, what was it? No, it was pickle flavored Dorito chips. That's what it was. Tangy pickle.
Oh, I remember that.
Brand new. They brought it. They released it. They took it away and then they brought it back. Right. So at my store, they had a whole bunch of them, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna list 2 of them. Go home. If they sell, I'll just come right back. They were all gone the next day because, I mean, they're
popular, right?
They were popular. People like, you know, Doritos, and when they see a new flavor, oh, I want to try that out, you know?
Yeah.
So they were all gone.
Or if you know, here's the thing I'm going to tell you, like, or it was another guy that was like Omar.
Another reseller. It could have been. It could have been like 100% sure.
Just as savvy going, I know Omar's going to come back tomorrow and I'm going to get him just to piss him off. Or let me get some of that fire. Or, he's, you know, people watch us over the shoulder sometimes. Somebody goes, "You're paranoid." I'm like, no, I've caught resellers following me, and I play stupid. I'll go down the aisle, quickly come around, and they're already grabbing that crap and putting it in their cart. But I've done also decoys where I've psyched people out, like I act like I'm going to get it, and I'll grab a bunch and then throw that cart out, and then I come around, and they're trying to get it. They go buy it, they get stuck with it.
At thrift shops, especially, that happens a lot. Like people will follow other resellers around, like, what's in your cart, and they see what you're looking up, and they try to get some information.
So speaking of that, I was telling Luis here, my co-host, Luis, he's probably so sick of hearing me say this, but I go to the bin. So like I do a lot of one-offs, but I also do calculated risk. Like I won't buy it if the return on investment's not good. It's got to be like a certain threshold, but it's also got to be where if it's the sell-through rate, it's got to be like rapid on it. Like I'm talking at least 2 or 3 in a week. And as soon as I started doing that, there's only once in a while I'll do long tail. If it's a specialty item and it's artwork and I have confidence in it, like because of my education or something like that, and a little bit of research. When you're in a place and you're trying to hurry up and get in and get out, like you said, do I want to make this investment now? Like that is something where if it's not at this store, I'm going to roll the chances and I'll have to go somewhere else and find it out. But like when you're buying a one-off, do you want to, like, it's $1? So what? If not, I'd redonate it. Big deal.
Exactly.
But you know, there's those calculated risks, but Amazon's a different beast.
So different.
So what would you say to somebody that's not into Amazon or can't get into Amazon? Because I will say this much, in the last 10, 20 years, one of the horror stories I've heard is a lot of people got locked out either by taking bad advice, doing bad things, or Amazon's really gotten so refined on their restrictions that they don't care. Like, we don't need you. They're like flipping you the bird, you know, like
exactly.
Enough resellers. We don't need you, and there's going to be better ones coming, you know. And they'll obey us, you know. How do you abide by the master, so to speak?
Amazon is completely unforgiving. eBay will give you 100 chances before they ban you off their platform. Amazon, you'll be lucky if you get a second or third chance, you know. So what I tell everyone is before you even think about selling on Amazon, do your research. Like I tell people, study this as if you were studying for a final exam for your college course, right? They have a bunch of YouTube, Amazon Seller University on YouTube. Go on there right now if you're even thinking about Amazon and just watch some videos. They have a whole.
That's some great advice. You gotta get in touch with Buffalo Picker Tommy.
Yeah.
About this, he says, there's people that come on, I don't know what to do and this and that, and I'm not ready. And he's like, it's not about you being ready or not. Like, he gets pumped up like you. He loves the Amazon, but he's been in the game for a long time. And I think a lot of it just comes with, it's like even new eBay sellers, it's like, I don't know what I'm like, just get experienced. Yeah. But like you said, it's really about toughening up, getting the studying of it. It's like I told Luis, I don't know if I want to do Mercari. And he was like, I'm doing Mercari. It's not that hard and this and that, But it's like, where do you want to be? But at the same time, for resellers, it's hard. It's like, where do you want to be? Like, you had to put your eBay on the back burner, but damn well that, excuse my language, that a catastrophe could happen like last March. Weren't you happy that eBay was there for a little bit?
Oh, I was 100% happy. Yeah, eBay. Because I don't know. I've talked about this before. I actually did get suspended on Amazon for a little bit. Okay. My account got suspended just because my late shipment was way too high. Because I wasn't actually really prepared to be able to. Like, I was doing merchant fulfilled, and I was getting like 100 orders over the weekend, and it was a little bit of a rough time, and also, like I said, my mental health was not that great during this time period, so it kind of just everything kind of snowballed.
Can we talk a little bit about that? Like, what brought it on? Was it just the pressure of because by this point, when this is last year you're talking about?
Yeah, last year, yeah.
So at this point, you're probably going in 6-7 years of, well, no, you said since 18, so if that's year and you're 26, you're 25, that's seven long strong years. 7 years is a long time to be like, really, even if you're slowly going up, that's a long time to be a reseller, and what brought it on? Like, what kind of pressures in life? Do you mind? Like, I don't want a story or nothing.
It was honestly, it was just like a mix of just everything, like
burnout.
It burned out, like just kind of just like dealing with loneliness because like I don't like I said, I moved out of mom's house. I don't got no friends in this area. I don't know anyone, and I barely even have any like friends. I only have one friend that I know personally in real life that does reselling. Her name is Annie, the Sale Whisperer on Instagram. So and she lives back where my mom lives, right? So just burnout, stress, loneliness, and just being in my own like headspace was just not good, right? So it was just a combination of all that stuff.
In this lineup, like, I'm really blessed, like, and I use that term really carefully, like, and I use it more as a spiritual term, like it's a grace given, is to have somebody that if you really, really need to, like, you just, especially just having a good friend at vent, but just having somebody, I need to talk to somebody. This is just, I'm bugging out right now, And it's like, I can call Luis and pick up the phone. He's like, if he's busy, just call me back in 5 minutes, and we'll hook up, But just to have somebody to email on Instagram, like, you see a bunch of people in the lives. You got 26 people here. That's a lot for us on a day. That let me tell you, like, we've had only a few more, but we've had bigger names too. But like, people know you. I think they're aware that you're being there, like, whether they follow you a lot. People are in all the YouTubers are in Instagram. So I know people know you and they're aware of you. Like, like, if that ever comes about, you better reach out, just know that people love you and stuff like that. I'm not saying you don't know that. I'm just saying
Instagram, honestly, it changed. It changed my life. Like, it sounds weird to say that, but Instagram literally changed my life because I got a good
following.
I got a bunch of. It's like I have a support group now. Like, I have people that are there for me. People that I have really built relationships with. Like one person in chat right there, Mary. That's a really good friend of mine, and we talk and stuff. And so it's just nice to have a support group.
Hey, Mary, thank you for being here.
Yeah, what's up, Mary? Thanks for joining.
She's like, "Homie's the real deal."
Yep.
Thank you.
That's okay. Coach Hustle, he changed his name. He used to be called some McDonald's to Millionaires or something like that.
Wait, did he used to work at McDonald's? Is that what it is?
Something like that. It was like,
I like that.
he was on Sam's too, and he's a good guy. Eventually, I like to one day. He's a good cat. But so that's good. Thank you for mentioning that, because really it's all about integrity and just people being honest. And it's like, it's not a bad thing. It's just to realize, I think sometimes when we get up to, like, what people call a problem I call it challenge. A challenge is just something a little hump you got to get over, like
roadblock
games. And I'm playing mental quandaries, and I'm like, why are you really upset? What's going on? Or why are you starting to get down? Why are you letting it? Oh, it's the money. Yeah, you're short on money. That's what it is. So if you're short on money, get off the booty, go on there and list and work a little extra harder. You may get 4 hours of sleep today, and then come, take a nap when you need to, or this, that, or you're lonely. Well, then get out there and go, hook up with your homies, at the bins, or call somebody,
Yeah.
It's a different world. People think, oh, what a nice hobby. That's nice. Ain't no damn hobby,
Nope.
Yeah.
Hard at what we do. I don't care if you're on Amazon or eBay or whatever, Poshmark, even if you're doing it Facebook Marketplace, and there's people killing it on Facebook Marketplace.
There are people who only do Facebook Marketplace, and they're killing it. Yeah.
Yeah, like there's this guy, he does like sports stuff. Like he goes to Lost and Founds at his country club because he's got a hookup. I'm like, what better hookup? You're gonna find all these nice golf clubs, selling $100 golf clubs. That's all I need to sell, one golf club one day. Boom, I'm going to go home and take a nap. It's like crazy,
Yeah.
So what is it you want to do next with Amazon? Like you said, you want to get your own private label, but that's not the end result, right?
Yeah, that's further down the line. Basically, I'm just trying to double my sales compared to last year and double my profit compared to last year. And I have this thing called #RoadToAMillion, where I'm trying to become a millionaire within the next 5 years. And I got a lot of people who are supporting me, and it feels really great. And I feel like I can really hit that goal. So,
you can't have a goal if you don't have many aims. And so it sounds like you got these aims that are going to lead up to you. Do you keep weekly goals, monthly goals, and you obviously have an annual goal, right?
Yeah, of course, I definitely got an annual goal. The monthly goal is basically I look at what I did last year in the same month, and I'm trying to double that. Are
you a really good record keeper? Do you keep good charts?
I mean, so it could be a little better, of course, but
no. Because I'm bad, I'm terrible,
Yeah, decent. I keep a record of my sales. Of course, I track my spending and my profit and all that stuff. But one guy on Instagram really helped me set these goals. His name is Alexander Hustles. I recommend you guys all follow Alexander Hustles on Instagram. He really has helped me out a lot, and he kind of helped me set these goals that are. That are realistic, but it's also up there enough that it's pushing myself, because a lot of people, I want to be a millionaire, but like, you gotta also set realistic goals.
Have you ascertained, the word is tentative, I want to use, a tentative year that you'd like to see that? You're not necessarily saying it's got to be this year.
No, within 5 years. That's what I'm saying. Within 5 years, I don't. If it comes sooner, that's great. But if it comes,
that's reasonable, because you're obviously it sounds like you're already hitting six figures at that time with Amazon.
Oh yeah, with sales. Well, yeah, I was last year. It was around 200K in sales, and in profit, it was just a little below 100.
Say you don't work your booty off. So this morning, I was like, let's see what Omar's doing. And going under your damn I don't know if it's your bathroom cabinet or your kitchen cabinet. He's like, I forgot what you called it. You called it your vault.
Oh, the vault.
I was telling Luis about this. It's Starbucks. And Luis is
Starbucks vault.
Money. He got these damn things for $16 to $20 each.
Yeah.
100 of these different variety of Starbucks things. And you're showing, what's nice is the way you tell your stories. You go, you're not bragging. You're going, and here's the fact. Boom, ching.
Exactly.
It's got this screenshot of Amazon. I got $100 or more for one damn cup.
So that's really what I'm trying to do. I'm my whole point of Instagram was to document my journey and also give some helpful tips and tricks to help people grow their business. So when I post that, I'm glad you say that, because I'm definitely not trying to brag. I'm trying to let people know that you can make money.
There's a healthy dose of confidence, and that's just you're sharing.
It's just the confidence. Yeah, it's the confidence. Yeah.
And that's good. I mean, people can misconceive that. And if you brag a little bit, I mean, we all do want to. Let me put it this way: we all want to be heard. We all have a voice.
Yeah.
Some resellers that want to kind of go on about, this is what I sold, this is what I sold, and this is how much I'm making it, and this. Oh, and then I'm like, you told me this story 20 times, but get to the meat of the matter. It's boom, and I'm sure I bore the crap out of Luis. Let me tell you, he's look at him smiling right now. He's Luis, I went And then look what I found, and it's like, you told me that like 6 months ago. And I'm like, oh, okay. But when you get to that point, like, when do you really kind of hyper focus on like, okay, now I got all those ducks in a row. What else can you figure out that you need to do in terms of mental strategies of like, I know I can only hit Starbucks and Targets or Walmarts or whatever. Is there somewhere else that you're trying to do? Like, you go online a little bit? You said you do online arbitrage a lot?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, online arbitrage, definitely. Like, if I'm not out there sourcing in person, I'm online looking for stuff that I can source. Like, I've bought stuff off of Amazon. I've bought stuff off of eBay and flipped it on Amazon a bunch of times. Same thing with Mercari. Buy stuff on Mercari.
You do the triggers where like somebody, as soon as somebody lists it, it emails you, right?
I got notifications turned on. I got saved searches for eBay, all that stuff. So
you're working smarter, not harder. You're pushing it.
Exactly.
Do you see yourself wanting to get help in the future? Like, let's just say doing the menial tasks, like, of course, and stuff like that.
Yeah, an employee, that's definitely something that I've been thinking about that since last year in quarter four. Quarter four last year, I was like, oh man, if I had an employee, it would make my life a lot easier. So
what would you do with that extra time?
Oh, I would do what I do best, sourcing. Sourcing. I would hire someone to list for me, and I would just go out there and just keep sourcing, go online, keep sourcing, and focus on streamlining the business. Like the stuff that I don't like to do, which is listing, I would make someone else do that, and pay them,
Because right now, like, you're at that I think you're at one of those peaks that I watch you and I'm like, man, if he can just retain his energy, because I know the older I get, it's like I'm watching the energy levels and it's like I see where that needs to go, and I know where so one of my sayings I say as we end this show is like, maintain your focus and elevate. Part of that becomes a part of your mental strategies, but it's also like your mental well-being. And that definitely deplete, or it can reconstruct, and you have to retransform how you're building that body, mind, and spirit. So like you said, last year, you dealt with a little bit of burnout, some other things you had to do a lot. Sound like you were contemplating a lot. Was there anything about defeat that ever snuck in there, or anything else?
I wouldn't say defeat, but I had a slight, like a slight moment where I was doubting myself, where I was like, oh, like, can I really do this? Like, can I really like get to that road to 1 million? Like, is this actually possible? But I killed that doubt real quickly, because I'm lucky enough that I can self-motivate myself, and I'm really blessed to be able to have that characteristic where I can just like be down for a couple weeks and I'm like, okay, nope, we're done being get back up and let's get to it.
What does Omar need to do? And I say Omar, like, that means that's Luis, Louie, everybody in the chat, whoever's in there, Coach Hustle, whoever's listening, what do we need to do when we get in that space? Because we can get in that it's a mind trap, and it's like a little a mind weasel. It gets in there and it's like, God, and sometimes it's a chemistry thing too. Where like you ate all this junk food the day before, you ate all that crap, but you're in a craziness, and you're like, I gotta go get some Whataburger because I'm in a hurry. I gotta go to the next project. And I'm like, like the other day I sat down for 3 hours and I didn't do a damn thing. But that was the first time in like 6 days I didn't stop, and it was like, wow. And you kind of go, I don't care, I need this, and I know it in my mind. The mantras are playing in my mind is take time out for yourself. Yeah. Make sure you eat. Make sure you sleep well. You know what? And don't forget, and all the things I would teach my daughter, like drink water, this and that. Even just take it. Yeah. Go take a walk out.
Exactly.
So what do you do to ground yourself now to kind of keep it on a regiment? Let's say like every day, like, do you have any readings you do? Do you like center or meditate, or do you like do yoga, or do you try to like fit those things in, or is that even consideration? Like, so you zone out in video games, or what do you do?
I think that might be also one of the reasons why I got really burnt out last year and kind of got a little in a bad mental state, because I wasn't eating well, I wasn't drinking much water, I wasn't really taking much free time, and I wasn't really like socially interacting as much with people. I was just work, wake up, work, go to sleep, work. And I mean, after a while, that starts to get to you. So now what I do is
you're not a robot. You know,
I'm not a robot. So I've been eating well. I make sure I wake up. I get something in my stomach. I used to just wake up, go sourcing, not eat breakfast, not eat lunch. I'm eating breakfast.
One of my favorite
lunch.
videos of you is, even though this one video, it wasn't necessarily great food, it was at least healthy food. You go to this place, and I laughed so hard about piss my pants. I don't know if I told you, Luis, but he goes in this place. Everybody's going, yeah, I know that place. Omar's like, what is this place called? The Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel. Dude, I never knew. This is like magical, because not only could you get this really good, like almost like a home cooked meal, you can source there. They have a gift shop. I was buying stuff, and I was like, okay, this is worth money on Amazon. This
You
is
were
gonna pay
happy.
for my
You
meal.
were like, you were in this moment. Like you were, I know it sounds cliche, Omar, but like you're like in the Zen moment. You're like, woohoo, I got a hot meal, and what? You know, oh, look at that. And you found some Pokemon stuff or something, right?
I found Pokemon stuff that basically paid for my meal. So
yeah, they do have a lot of cool stuff though.
Yeah, for sure.
Store. Yep.
But to take it back a little bit, so eating better, drinking water, and I listen to podcasts a lot now. I'm really into Neil deGrasse Tyson. He has a podcast called Star Talk.
Love him. Good. So you're educating yourself.
And I'm learning a bunch of stuff about science that I never knew, and it's like enjoyable. So taking some time off. I've been, socializing more with people online and in person. I drive to mom's house just to hang out with people sometimes.
I tell this to people, like the matter of their success. I don't care what social media it is, and especially like you seem to do really successful on Instagram. And I tell people, and they go, I don't think it affects YouTube, and YouTube doesn't affect bullshit. I go, because I've had a lot of followers because of my Instagram. And I'm not that successful, I don't consider myself. Although I'm really grateful, and I got well over it. I'm working into it 2000s. But it's like, I'm not even close to that yet. But it's really about the interaction. And I want to be sincere. And I don't care how little that person only has 13 followers or 70 or whatever. But like, if I can give them a word of advice, or just say, hey, you know what I always hear? Thank you. Thank you for posting some. Because you know what? Out of 13 or 70 or even 200 followers, not a lot of people are going to talk to them because they only got 200 followers. Out of 200, maybe only 50 of them are on active. And if they're on active, who's paying attention to that one person? So you got to have followers to like get that attention, and where your attention goes. I'm one that like, I'd rather give somebody attention and look at it as there's a saying in India that my community would take from. It's called seva, which means selfless giving. It's just basically a matter of service. Churches do it, big communities, philanthropy, organizations will give service to somebody, but not expecting anything else. So I always tell people, you want to be taking care of yourself, take care of other people. Just greet somebody, say hi. Like this morning, I heard you had although it turned into a confrontation, you were nice and you said something to a lady and you said, oh, I don't mean to be rude. This is where you're bold, but I don't think you meant to be rude. But I can see where it may be looked at as rude. So like that mindful playfulness, like you're trying to be nice and say, I just want to let you know those numbers don't look right. But then she blocked you?
Yeah, okay.
Look at Luis didn't expect that.
So
I just saw it. That's why I'm laughing because I saw that.
To keep the story short, some Instagrammer posted her sales and her profit on Instagram, and I was like, these numbers just do not look right. Like 87% profit margin when Poshmark takes 20% in fees, not even including your costs and shipping. There's no way that your profit margin is 87%.
You're good with the math.
I mean, like, I just, because like, this is the thing. I don't want people to see those numbers and get unrealistic ideas of what sales and profits should look like, because then they're comparing that to their own business and they're like, okay, why is my profit so low compared to hers, right?
You think it was an honest mistake on her part?
It could have been, honestly, like it could have been an honest mistake, or it could have not been. I don't know. So that's why I just politely, I was like, hey, the numbers doesn't seem very correct. Maybe you messed up or something. And
all right, I'm gonna reach out to you as my little bro. So let's play reverse roles. So now, like, I'm in your shoes and you're like in her shoes. Do you think you should have maybe pulled it out and maybe not put it in public and maybe kind of went behind, like in a private chat, like in an Instagram, and say, hey, I don't want to upset you or anything, but maybe, and then she could have like said, whatever, or she maybe said, oh, I didn't notice that,
I mean, looking back at it, maybe I probably could have DM'd her instead of commenting on her actual post.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like I wanted other people
hard,
to also.
No, I do. I stick my foot in the mouth all the time.
Yeah, I mean, like you got to put it out there, And she had like 40 people that commented on that post. So I was hoping people would see that comment and be like, okay, wait, this doesn't look right. Like he's right.
This is why I say here first. She goes, "This is why I do not post my sales numbers."
Oh no! Listen. Look.
Hey Dave, let's say hi to Tesla Picker, Resellers Passion. If y'all don't know her. And you too, Omar. And then I'll go ahead and finish in a minute. Hold that thought, bro. Hold that thought. But Leslie is here. She is awesome. She's a lady. Let me tell you, she's elegant in her sales stuff. Coach Hustle's here. We said this. Joey Bada Bing. We got a bunch of people in here, and we're just having. Thanks, Dave, for showing up. Appreciate it. Props. You say
Appreciate it, Dave.
Oh, your comment to this is what?
Okay, so I don't think there's anything wrong with posting your sales numbers.
Yeah,
but
just be accurate, maybe.
Yeah, just be somewhat accurate, like around at least kind of accurate. Like if you're gonna post your sales and your profit, like do calculations and make sure that you're actually posting the correct numbers. Because like I said, you don't want to give unrealistic ideas to people, because a lot of people on Instagram, they compare themselves to other people. And when people see 2,000 in sales but 1,900 in profit, that it's like it's like unrealistic, so if just make sure your numbers are correct, that's it.
Well, real quick, just because we want to be respectful of your time and we appreciate you being here. We're getting close. We're right up on that hour. It went fast. That's why I'm throwing you fastballs left and right. We'll swing the golf bat another day again. But I just wanted to say thank you for being here. Thank you. Most importantly, thank you for being honest and having the integrity just to kind of talk about this stuff, because one of my other mantras I always say is, it's also like a 12-step thing too, which to me is like a spiritual path. That whatever, because we all have our addictions. I'm not talking about chemical addictions. We all kind of get in these like little modes of like, I got a list. That could be a bad thing too if you don't take drink of water, whatever, just sleeping. But it's like, just it's refreshing to have somebody that's from a different background. You're Amazon. We often, and now when I say we, not us, but like in general, I notice YouTube does it too. We'll talk a lot, eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, or other platforms. Amazon sometimes gets a little bit sidelined a little bit because it is a different monster, but it's like it's still there, and it's there as a tool, and it's a good path to like financial stability, and I think that's somewhere I want to go. And maybe I'll have to come back and touch with you and like how you got out of that trap, because I took somebody's bad advice and they already blocked my account a long time ago. I don't know if there's a way back out of it, but we'll see. And it's like, but these are things that I think are really important for people. So that's the one reason we have this platform called Mindful Merchants. We hope that everybody in the live, that this is kind of just giving you some fodder to chew on. Something a little bit different, You guys check out Omar. He's still here. I think he's coming back to YouTube slowly but surely. But it is a time consumption thing. And you know what? The more you get involved, you just got to learn to manage your time like you do your business, wouldn't you say? And it's like, it's one of those things.
Definitely.
So I think you got the content, dude. Throw it up there. Yeah. Do you think you got the content?
Go ahead, man. Go ahead, Omar.
No, I was gonna say like I'm thinking about just translating some of my Instagram content, maybe putting it on TikTok, maybe putting it on YouTube. Someone told me to make a compilation video of like the best stories of the month and just put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Are you good at editing?
Somewhat. I mean, I use iMovie, which is it's decent. It's good enough,
Just do. You can. You know what? People, they don't give a crap if it's unedited. They'll watch as long as the content's good. And I think your content's good. I want to give you that much, because you bring to the table, and you're your own person. You don't BS. You get excited when you get excited. You rant when you rant.
I get excited.
And I heard you. I'm like, oh God, what's he going on about today?
Yeah.
Let me tell you, and you get excitable. You got like, you're almost like this old Italian man. I'm going to tell you something, you know.
Yeah.
Even out there. But we want to thank you. It's coming really close here. We're going to have you on another day, maybe in the future. We'll want to do a check-in with you. That maybe later on this year, maybe like after summer or something like that.
Definitely.
Yeah. You'd love to come back, man. And we want to see you. We want to see you slowly get back into the YouTube game a little bit. Just easy, like don't just throw up some of that stuff. Just if you can save it and retain it, you got it on your phone. Throw it up real quick.
Exactly.
You don't gotta do nothing. People want to hear from the Omar. These clippers here, you guys. We thank you for being here. This is Mindful Merchants. Luis, you want to say anything to close us out?
Yeah, man. Appreciate everybody always coming in every week for our Mindful Merchants. And we want to thank Omar for coming in today and sharing some of his, insights of what he does and experiences he's been through and all that. So appreciate that. Make sure you guys don't forget to hit the like button. And if you guys don't follow Omar on Instagram, the link's posted on down below. And I know I posted it in the chat as well. So that's it. And don't forget tomorrow.
Enjoy being here, with you today. Thank you for coming on. He's our first guest of February.
Yep.
We're back on it's 1:00 Pacific, 2 Mountain, 3 on Central Standard Time, and 4:00 it starts again, back on East Coast time. Maintain your focus and elevate. That's what Mindful Merchants is about. And thank you for being here. Peace. We'll see you guys.
Take it easy, everyone.
All right, guys. Have a good one, man.
Thank you, guys.